Welcome. Years ago, I posted a brief video of my downdraft table in operation, but here it is now. Let it get all the way going. Okay, go for it. Look at that. That's pretty good. It generated a whole lot of interest amongst the 5 people who watched this channel, and even a few comments, and people want to know how I made it. I started by buying a blower motor, like an HVAC unit blower motor, from a guy on Craigslist. I didn't pay much for it, maybe 50 bucks. I don't remember. This was a long time ago. And I basically just built a box around that motor. Now the motor sits on this side of the table, and this is where the air comes out of the table at. This is the filter section of the table right here, and this is where all the input goes. So this half of the table is the only half that pulls air in, and then this half doesn't pull air in because that's above the blower motor, and it all just blows out right there. The inside of mine, you'll see in the pictures, it's got a slope and a vertical in there, and the only reason I did that is because I didn't need all this volume, but I thought, well, I might as well take advantage of being able to put a little bit of storage there, which clearly I'm not using very well. My wife says it looks like a chicken coop, which she's totally right, it does. But the thing works great. So the air, a bunch of holes drilled in the top that line up with this rubber mat, and I'll show you the rubber mat here in a second. Bunch of holes drilled in, the blower motor spins, it sucks the air through there, and then I've got 3 filters in a row right here that the air draws through. And then I have this little, well here, let me get you in closer. I have this door right here, which just has, I guess I could have done this ahead of time. Fascinating video. Wow, get off of there. Now, whoa, it's full of sawdust. Okay, anyway, you can see in there, there's holes on the top. There's 3 filters in a row right here. Now, these are just a common size filter. So there's one, and there's another one behind it, and then a third. The air goes through all 3 of those filters, and I find that the dirtier these filters get, the better this thing cleans the air, honestly. It works really good. Look at how much sawdust is in there. That's pretty impressive. I need to clean this thing out. I'm just shocked by that. Anyway, I got weather stripping here on the sides that just kind of keeps the air from sucking in. I mean, this is just a simple, you know, plywood door on a latch. Even if you're not sanding on this table, you could just turn this thing on while you're doing other things in here, you know, saw and drill, whatever it is you're doing in here, and it will just, you know, clean the air for you. It works really, really well. The 3 filter concept works great. Usually what I do is when the front one gets way too dirty, I just pull it off and I put the new one in the back and then move the other 2 forward, and then I just keep moving them forward. That way the 2 in the back get slightly dirty too, and it helps to not just have all new filters in there. It doesn't work as good with all new filters. I built the table kind of around just a common filter size that you get at your big box, you know, whatever store. That way they're cheap and easy to get and always available. Now you can see the holes in the top here through the rubber mat. This side has no holes in it. It's just all dead space because that's where the motor is. Here's the motor. That's the exhaust. That's where the air comes out of it at. This motor has a high and a low. And seriously, you don't need the high. So I'm going to turn it on low here and you'll be able to hear it. Oh, some dust blowing out. I haven't turned it on for a little while, so there's some dust in the bottom. But you can hear it. It's fairly noisy. It's sort of, I don't like how noisy it is. If I was to build this thing all over again, I definitely would not, let me turn this off. If I was to build this all over again, I would definitely not have it exhaust out the front like this. I would probably bring it out the side so that it doesn't blow on me. Sometimes I stand like right here while I'm sanding and nothing just blows on me. It's not that great. My Labrador loves it. She stands in front of this thing with her ears flapping in the wind and thinks it's the greatest thing in the world. I think I would make it exhaust out the side or even out the back. If you had a hole in the wall, you could vent it outside, or, you know, off to the side, you could vent it outside. I don't really have anywhere to have a hole in the wall to vent it out, but it'd be really nice if it blew outside instead of inside. The air that comes out of it's totally clean because of those filters. So it's not like I want it, you know, to vent outside because I want to push the dust out. It's just because I don't like the wind it creates in here. Now, I have a really small shop. Given that this is the blower motor for an HVAC unit out of a small house, it probably turns the air over inside this little shop in less than a minute. It's moving a lot of air. Now, obviously, this is not a work of art. I don't usually care what these kinds of things look like. They just need to function for me. You could make it beautiful if you're, one of those people that, has to have it on Instagram or TikTok or whatever it is, you kids do. That's the walk through the Downdraft table. Hopefully those pictures helped you understand just how simple this thing really is. There's nothing complicated about it. It's a box with a blower motor and some filters. Anybody could make this thing. Feel free to leave a comment down below if you got questions, and I'll try to answer them. Hopefully the pictures helped. That's it. Thanks for watching.